I'm having fun. Hello, everyone. Look at us. Look at all of us here today celebrating Heroes Roar Lioness Edition. Heroes Roar, ladies. Roar. Guys, you're in for a treat. I'm going to be interviewing each one of these amazing women. You're going to hear, you feel an NHI vibe here, you know. There's a lot of us in NHI. But it's also the power of story and motion. And we are celebrating becoming #1 best-selling authors yesterday. We're only getting started. So if you hear the Heroes Roar vibe around the world, come and join us. Let's celebrate and let's share the power of story with the world, okay? All right, everyone, I'm going to put you all backstage and we're going to bring everyone up one by one for a wonderful chat. So I'll see you on the other side. I'm going to keep you up, Cliona, because we're going to start with you.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi. This is amazing.
Isn't it? It happened fast, didn't it, Cliona, whenever we set our in mind and intention to that. And your chapter in Heroes Roar and Lioness Edition, and you are our chief lioness, by the way, in case you didn't know.
Wow, thank you. I'm honored. Wow, I didn't know.
We're honored to have you. But you talk about unveiling your masterpiece to the world, and we all have an inner masterpiece, don't we? Can you talk to that to everyone?
Yeah, I believe that obviously there's hidden talent and gifts within all of us that we uncover as we grow and as we get to know ourselves, as we do the work, which we do every day, uncovering, peeling away, stripping away things that no longer serve us, beliefs, ideas from childhood, from our environment. We're slowly discovering the truth of I am who I am. And so that's what I believe the masterpiece is. It's not one thing, it's evolving and becoming the version, and also becoming our authentic self. Who's our soul? What does our soul want us, calling us to be? Who is our soul calling us to be, for example? Yes.
It's just so special, isn't it? And whenever you watch someone, what's it like for you? Because I've heard you speak on this before. Whenever you watch someone uncover themselves, like awaken to themselves, isn't it the most magical thing ever?
It's the most rewarding feeling in the world. It's like, oh, the light has gone on. Oh, the veil has been lifted. She finally sees who she is, or he sees who he is, right? There's nothing more rewarding than to see someone become their authentic self. There's nothing like it.
It's so special. And you see it all of the time in NHI, which is 2 years old now, which is just so special. And like you're going to meet a lot of amazing women in here today, guys, because that Cliona has called in. Like we are all here because we know that the work, when you do the work, you get the results. You get to, your life experience is so much more than you could ever imagine. But you have to get to that point of awakening to your potential, isn't it? It can't happen before then. You have to awaken and then choose.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yes, we're on a mission, Karen. We're on a mission to wake everybody up. Yes.
We absolutely are. We absolutely are. And that's why I'm not going to ask you to share the contents of your chapter, but it's just that unveiling your masterpiece to the world is such a beautiful piece that when it resonates with someone, it's going to awaken something within them that they can then step forward and action. And there's no better place to come than NapoleonHillInstitute.com, where there's so much for people to explore, discover themselves, and then we're there to help out, aren't we?
Yes, we are. We have coaches all over the world. We meet every morning, 5:30 in the morning in every time zone, Monday through Friday. Like we're literally doing the work and it never ends. Like this isn't a journey I will be on for the rest of my life. It's not,
Yes.
oh, I'm here now. I've already discovered who I am. I'm always growing, seeking growth. And we're here to grow and create. Every single one of us, we're here to grow and create and unveil that masterpiece from within. Yeah. And we do it
Absolutely.
together beautifully. We are blessed.
We do, absolutely. And just before we go, I just want you to share maybe with everyone that, you didn't just land in the position of the CEO of the Napoleon Hill Institute. It was a journey, wasn't it? From Northern Ireland, we're both from Northern Ireland. We both understand what it's like to grow up during a war and then but aspire for more. And can you share, I know just in about a minute or two, what that journey was for you?
Yeah. So the short of it is, I grew up in Northern Ireland, as you said, grew up with all that cultural programming, paradigms, environment, poverty, you name it, dysfunction, check, check, check. But I had a vision from a child that I was going to go to America. I had that vision in my mind as a little girl, and I would draw pictures and I would hold that vision in my mind that one day I'm going to live in America and one day I'm going to do what I'm doing today. But, fast forward, I moved to the United States, and it was a journey. Even when I got here to America, it was such a journey. So I had to find this material, and I was studying about 17 years before I got to where I am today. So this happened overnight. Everybody thinks, oh, how did she get there? It took 17 years of study and applying and taking action and making mistakes and falling down and getting back up and failing forward and getting back up, making huge decisions, scary decisions, leaping forward, quantum leap, but doing it while I'm afraid, doing it while I don't know how this is going to work out, but just following my intuition, taking the next step. But all throughout it all, I always had faith. Faith. And so
that's what I was like, that is faith in motion right there, just what you shared. Yeah. Beautiful. And there's our wonderful friend Camilla. He said, Cliona is so amazing, so beautiful woman with beautiful energy. There we go.
Thank you. Thank you, Camilla. You look gorgeous.
Well, we could talk all day, but we're not, because we've got other amazing women to meet. But thank you so much, Cliona, for taking the time to come and chat with everybody and share part of your story and why you're passionate and what your roar is in this world, so aligned.
Yes. Thank you for the opportunity. Go buy the book. Go get involved with this movement. And remember, you are somebody, and hear us roar because we're just getting started.
Absolutely. Woo-hoo, we're just getting started.
Thank you so much, and I will see you soon.
See you soon. Amazing. There you go, guys. There's our first interview. There we go. So it just goes to show you what we've got coming up. Okay. I believe next on stage we have got the wonderful Christina. Hello, Christina.
Hello, Karen. What an honor to be here. I'm so grateful to be with you guys. So many beautiful women here, and it's a pleasure.
It is so wonderful to have you here. And this happened fast, Christina. It was like a few weeks ago. You were like, can you tell me more about this? You were kind of called to it. So can you share a little bit about what that was for you?
Yeah, we got on a call to talk about something else, actually. And then it just happened so naturally because it was like, I'm like, roaring.
How fast can you write 2,500 words?
Yeah, exactly.
I can do it. And your chapter is called My Journey into the Heart and Out of the Noise. And that's what it is. And can you talk to that for everyone?
Yeah, I think it's so important. Like talking about faith is really like my journey into the heart, and faith as well. Like I believe that when we are entering into our heart, we are bold enough to take the first step without seeing the whole staircase.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
that's what I really mean by entering into a heart. And then out of the noise, of course, because we live in a world where everybody is so busy and everybody forgets to see what they are really capable of. And everybody forgets to express themselves because we live in a noisy world where everybody don't pay attention to that little voice inside of us, which is such a shame. So I just meet so many people who are limited by the noise around them. And that's what I want to change. Yeah.
Absolutely. And it is that, like, you have to silence the noise to be able to receive the guidance, isn't it? Because it's within the guidance for
Exactly.
the next step is that. And you know, in your chapter, we get to know you a little more because you courageously share your story. But when someone is reading a book, we know this because of NHI, when you're reading a book, you have the reader's full attention. So in a world full of distractions, you have focus and you're able to reach the hearts and minds of someone through story. And that is the true power of story, isn't it? We live story all the time, don't we?
Yeah, exactly. No, it's true. Like people pay attention because then suddenly you get a space to actually tell, okay, this is who I am. And then what I really feel is so beautiful is that what you can do with storytelling is that you have the possibility to make somebody else resonate with it and see themselves in your words. So what I tried with my chapter was especially to write something where people, they will be like, whoa, this is me. I can see this resonating with myself. And then hopefully they will wake up because they see the truth in it.
That's what it is whenever someone resonates with the words that you write, with your story, it awakens something within them that they can then pursue, and they can never go back to sleep to it again because it stirred something up.
Exactly.
Oh, the power of story emotion. So share with me, Christina, what you were doing at NHI as well, because I would love for the Heroes Roar audience to really understand the power of NHI, because we have so many NHI coaches here today.
Yeah, so I'm a certified coach with the Napoleon Hill Institute, and also I have the huge privilege to actually leading the Danish division because I'm from Denmark. Obviously, you can hear an accent.
It's
English is
lovely.
not my first language. So it's just beautiful. Like we are gonna take the Napoleon Hill's material to the world, and for me, it's huge because like there's so many people I have been working with in the personal development industry, and what I noticed really quickly was like they're all coming back to the same guy. And I was like, this is so interesting. Every time I'm going to get a course or every time I'm working with somebody, it always relates to what Napoleon Hill did.
Yeah.
So then I was like,
Absolutely.
why do we have to keep reinventing the wheel when he already did it for us? Like went out and discovered the secrets. So why do we have to keep rediscovering when they are right in front of us? And I think that's the best thing about the Napoleon Hill Institute, because like that gives us the opportunity to modernize it and show people like there's science behind it right now. You can embody these principles and then you can actually change your life. It's backed by science now. It's not just something pseudoscience today. It's actually science-based, and people, they can show it really easily.
And that's the thing. And when Napoleon Hill was writing this book, there was no science to back it, but yet the results are there to be seen. You cannot deny the results that people get from whenever they step into this work, and the magic that happens in their lives. It's like, whoa, you can just, if you go, what are you doing? Oh, well, I'm going to self-discipline camp every morning and it's changed my life.
Yeah.
Just simple things like that. It's so beautiful to watch it happen, which is so
Yeah,
good. All
it
right.
truly
So,
is.
we can talk all day as well. Like everyone on this call, I could talk forever. So I have to keep myself a check at time because we're on a deadline. But Christina, it's so lovely to connect with you, to chat with you, to share you with my audience. And thank you so much for all the work you do. It's just beautiful.
Thank you for all the work you do, Karen. And yeah, I'm just thinking, what did I do to deserve to be here on this call with all these amazing women? So thank you, all of you. And thank you, Karen, for making this possible. We wouldn't be here without you.
We're on a joyride. That's what I say. We're on a joyride. Thanks,
Yeah, we
Christina.
are.
Take care, okay?
Thank you so much.
Beautiful. We're just getting started, guys. I'm going to call up the wonderful Lerato Sithole, who is joining us from Africa. Isn't that where you are today,
Yeah.
Lerato? Because you
Yes.
travel a lot.
I am at home. I'm in Africa, South Africa. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. And your story is called The Stealth of Love and Longing. So,
Yeah.
but before we get into your chapter, we want to happy dance and celebrate that we have collaborated to bring African stories to the world through the Hero's Roar
Yes,
and models.
yes. Can't wait. The big five of Africa roaring.
The big five of
can't
Africa,
wait for that.
absolutely. And these are stories that need to be shared, and stories that, you know, that are kept going through generations and all of that.
Yes.
But these are stories that will inspire, and whenever they roar into people's lives, they will ignite something within them. So can you speak to why stories are important in your culture?
Wow. This is the longing part is almost like searching for a sense of belonging. You know, love stays with me because my name means love, so I'm always attached to anything that's aligned to that. But my story is really about me wanting to know who I am, and that is because I did not grow up with my mom and dad, and my dad was actually not really present, so I couldn't even identify myself with who I am physically. And growing up in South Africa, there was another layer of identity which was taken away. So, you know, we're given false identity of inferiority, and I'm growing up, I'm like, oh, we're missing this as well. And my mom was also not staying with me, so I was just longing to know who I am. And that's actually what draws me more into NHI as well, because I'm also a certified coach there. The whole thing around your definite major purpose, because it almost says, who are you? What is your reason for existence? So that part really covers everything that I am about. And that's what I deal with in the story that I have in this book.
Oh, absolutely. And like how do you become who you are today without because you had this longing to know your origin, who are the people that you came from, and to go and explore that for yourself. And I love that your name means love, Lerato. I didn't know that. That's just beautiful. What a gift.
It is a gift. I guess knowing God and having faith was the starting point for me. Because in the absence of having my physical father being present, although he was alive at the time, I clung onto the love of God the Father. And he was the father figure, just like wanted to just, imagine how loving he is, how he can hold me, how he can put me on his lap. So I, as a young child, I also used a lot of imagination. I built a lot of things just sitting. I was very quiet because I just went into my mind and imagined this ideal life. And, God, most of the things I imagined, I got there. So the starting point for me was my faith. And once I found that, I got into a place where I had to really also deal with forgiving my father and actually taking what is good about him that, I took from him and appreciating that and entering into a space of gratitude. And then I found myself.
It's all part, and that's what we get taught through Think and Grow Rich is, there's lots of tools and skills, but it is about having faith in that that next step and going into the higher vibrational energies, because you could stay, like your personal scenario could have you defined in a life full of sadness but you chose different, and it is about making that choice, isn't it? And that decision has changed your life, has changed your experience of life, changed your story.
Absolutely. And the fact that decision is also a very important part of Think and Grow Rich. I've also held that very, very close. I decided, even when the system of our country was very limiting, somehow in my mind I told myself, there's nothing that is going to limit me. I didn't know into democracy, but I just felt like there is no way that I would allow anything to hold me down. And it's just about that. I decided I am going to have the joy, and I am going to allow myself to experience how it is to have a father. You know, I longed and said, I want to have a family when there's mom and dad, and God gave that to me. So yeah, it's all that.
Well, I love, because I see the gift in you, which is your perspective, and that's, you can see the gift in any situation, and adversities are never given to us to hold us back. They're given for us to learn and to grow in spirit, and I just see that just shining from you, which is beautiful. And Lerato, can you talk about Think and Grow Rich Africa, and how that came to be, and how you're very passionate about that?
Oh, this is my baby. This is my passion. And you know, Napoleon Hill somewhere says that he said, "I'm writing this. I'm doing this work for this generation and generations to come, and all over the world." And I'm like, Africa was also counted in there. My generation in Africa was counted in there. So when you and I were on Moms Rising, this is when I said, how come we can't have this as Africa? So I thought, how about Africanizing Think and Grow Rich? And yeah, they came through with that through the movie. And I'm very passionate, you know, in the mission that Cliona always speaks about, the mission of how many people we're going to reach with as NHI. So I'm saying, as Africa, also empowered by NHI, I want to reach 140 million people in the next 5 years, which is 10% of our continent, and impact them, because how we think as Africans is what is going to give us the riches, and riches not being limited to financial, but also riches in our identity, riches in health, and riches in our community and societal life. So I am very passionate about transforming the minds and the thoughts of Africans.
I want everyone to now go and rewind and listen to that again. That's so good. And that's what it is. People think 140 million, that's a lot of people, but it's not. Whenever you start something, you reach one, it's a ripple effect out to everyone behind them. So the ripple is real, and it starts with one person. Which is beautiful, because collectively in NHI we're going to, it's like, you know, there's so many we're going to reach through this work and change their lives. And that's how the world changes, and that's how the vibration of the world changes, is by everyone focusing on what you can do rather than what's wrong, you know, and emphasizing that beautifully. And yes, I wanted to touch on that. We are both in Think and Grow Rich Moms Rising, which is an amazing movie that you have toured in Africa, and the wonderful Scott Servine has brought it together. And it was also premiered in Czech as well. And we're going to see it coming out across the world this year as well. So yeah, but that's how we got connected, was through that movie.
That's how we got connected. And the first night when you were doing a similar interview for us to put our work in writing. So that work that Scott has done, amazing director we had there, just was able to make us so comfortable to be able to use exactly what resonates with you, the power of story, and see how we use our stories to transform those that listen to us, one mind at a time, one thought at a time, you know, until we all can live into that fullness of riches and fullness of love, fullness of just being content with who we are and living according to the purpose for which we were created. So it's just amazing. And I am so grateful to be connected with everybody. In this book, this Lioness goes a long way. I say I was born in July, it's a Leo, and I'm loving that. And I'm loving that there's a lot that really shows up. A faucet, it really shows up. But it's amazing. Thank you so much for creating this platform for us, for creating this family. So it's just great. It's transformational even for us.
It's just beautiful. And whenever things has its own energy, we just have to show up and guide. And I know you're doing the same with Think and Grow Rich Africa. So the wonderful Camilla says, Africa go, such a rich and beautiful continent. Isn't she gorgeous?
Thanks, Camilla.
Oh, well, we can talk all day. So we're going over time. I'm going to have to bring you down.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Lerato. Okay.
Appreciate it indeed. Thank you.
Take care. Right. my soul cup is getting filled with all these conversations. I hope you're enjoying it and getting to know these amazing women that are in this book. And we have one man, James. You're going to meet him next Monday. Amy, welcome. It's so good to have you join me to have a conversation, a roarsome conversation, can I say?
Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. It is such a pleasure to be here. And I am just so humbled by all of the beautiful women that are involved in this movement. And, you know, I couldn't be any more passionate. And then when I hear Lerato's story and I've met her in person, I'm like, thank you, God, that I made a decision to join this movement and the Napoleon Hill Institute and this book. I'm just so grateful.
Oh, Amy, I'm going to bring you back to, I think it was October, end of October last year. It was like a week before the New York Times Square event that you were there with Linda and Cliona. And that's where you met Lerato, wasn't it there?
Yes, it was.
And you just knew, you were just like, yes, I'm in.
I knew I was in. And when you can feel the beautiful energy that comes from these women who are so passionate about sharing this information with other women and men, but we're just so passionate about women. And you know, once, like you said, once you don't know what you don't know, and then once you see it, you can't unsee it. And so there is a burning fire in our souls to just share this with women and allow them to wake up to who they truly are. I think so often we merge into life, kids, husbands, all of that, and our desires, our God-given dreams. It takes a back seat and we move to the back row. And it is time for us to get out of the back row, to rise up, to use your voice, and to truly walk in your greatness. I'm just, I'm passionate, as you can tell.
Please just keep going. It's just so beautiful. And we just feel that energy and get energized by it. And what you're saying is absolutely, like, we can do all of the things and have that richness of life. And I believe, you know, our children learn from our actions more than our words. They think our words are nagging. Actions are inspiring, and they learn from it, whether they want to admit it or not. You know, and you can still pursue your dreams and be a good mother, you know, isn't it, Amy?
Amen. You can truly have it all. And I think that's what this whole community is what it is. And I know women want community. We want community more than anything. And you see women who are incredible mothers, yourself included, to 6, not 1, not 2, but 6 children. And you are just incredible entrepreneur. And so we surround ourselves with women like you, like Lerato, and the rest of the women on here, Cliona, and we all rise together. And there's room for all of us to rise together. There's room at the top for everybody. Room at the table.
Let's talk about that. That is the title of your chapter, which is Room at the Top, and, you know, of your book that's coming as well. So can you share that and why that is so important for you, for people to realize that? Get out of the basement, get up to the top.
Yes, absolutely. I have personally felt that. I have personally, while I've experienced very great success as an entrepreneur in real estate in particular, I have built very successful businesses, but there was still a little something missing. I felt a little shameful about being successful, to be quite honest. And so at the awards banquets, I would put myself in the back row to not be noticed, instead of sitting right up front, you know, and being proud. There was just a little bit of unworthiness. And that is one of the things I knew was missing, is really getting into that inner self. I have done self-development for years and years, like all of us have here. This inner work, the surrender, the forgiveness, I've made bold decisions constantly, but making an even bolder decision. Even bolder. Life is too short. And so I love that I have been able to mentor other women along the way all of these years. And I will reach down. I love to reach down, pull women up, however I can, walk alongside them, because there is room at our table. There is room at the top. And it's a beautiful view at the top.
Oh, there's no more hiding, guys. There's no excuses, because we all have gifts. We all are on a journey, and we need to show them. Look at Amy. If you had have stayed hiding in the back row, the world would not have the gift of you leading the way and bringing others on their journey, and being that guiding light. And it is about lived experience, isn't it? And what you have to then give. And I think and it takes courage to go and on that journey. You've, I suppose, stealth and faith are very much part of your journey, because you still made the moves, you grew, you've done big things. Like I've seen your journey and all of the wonderful things that you've accomplished in your life. And you did that because you're ambitious, which is something that I'm ambitious. I love achieving things. And it's nothing to be shameful about, and we've got to step in and feel worthy, isn't it?
Amen. Yes, yes. And being a part of this new movement with the Women's Division, with the Napoleon Hill Institute, we not only want to help women increase their income, but most importantly, their impact. We want to help them increase their confidence, their impact, the legacy they leave behind with their children. And we are ready. This is our year. Hear us roar. And thank you, Karen, for being the visionary and creating this beautiful series. I'm just so grateful.
Oh, it's beautiful. And that's the thing, the women's division of NHI, which is you and Cliona and so many amazing women, we're all here behind it, are going to create 1 million millionaire women. And that is so doable, because once you know how to do that, and we need more good people with money in the world, because when good people have money, good things happen. Isn't it?
Amen. Yes. And it is proven that when women are millionaires, when women are given money, we recirculate it. We make the world better. We educate our children. We start careers. We're entrepreneurs. We invest in serving and helping women who we once were. So women are powerful with money, but more importantly, with confidence, with a mindset, with a lioness mindset, and the ability to create the life of their dreams.
And the world needs more of that right now. And so we're in service. By serving ourselves first, we are able to serve others in that higher vibration. Oh, I just could breathe this up all day. Amy, I love you. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Thank you. All right. I am going to bring you down, and guys, go and check out NHI Women's Division. Honestly, if you're a woman who is inspired and by these amazing women here, just go and check it out. There's big things happening, and get in at the beginning, because that's when you get to be part of things really bigger. Honestly, I know a lot of the Hear Us Roar authors in book one, came in, and once you're in from the beginning, you're like a VIP. So here we go. I'm going to meet the wonderful Molly, who is the other half of Amy. I feel like I should have brought you and Amy up together.
I know, we're kind of joined at the hip, but yes, it's so good to see you. It's so great to be here. Thank you.
Oh,
yes.
It's so good to have you, Molly.
Thank you. Thank you. It's wonderful to be here. And yes, Amy and I started our coaching business 2 years ago when we became certified coaches and founding members of the Napoleon Hill Institute. And I feel so blessed because, like Cliona shared, 17 years of personal growth and development. That's where I was as well. We call it shelf help now because I really wasn't studying. I was just reading. But that has brought us to where we are today.
Can you talk to that for our audience? Because can you share the difference in just reading material and actually, studying it?
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes. Thank you. That's such a great question because I have lived it, and probably a lot of you have as well, where you are going to read books, and of course you're going to read Hear Us Roar. But when you actually study, and that was the major difference for me, is 17 years of personal growth, I did grow. I definitely did grow. And now I have to be honest, I thought personal growth was for people that didn't have friends. And I have plenty of those. So I thought, well, that must not be for me. So I kind of, pushed it aside in my 20s and thought, I don't need that, until I was, swimming underwater with 2 kids, a traveling husband, and a full-time career. I thought, oh my gosh, now I need personal growth and development. And it was such a great entryway into truly studying. And that's what I love that they teach at the Napoleon Hill Institute, is the actual studying, but implementing it, embodying the principles, because your outer world is just a reflection of what's going on inside. Mm-hmm. And I didn't understand that at all. And so leveling up, I love to call it my spiritual essence versus my self-image. I don't mean like what you see on the outside, but who I am as a spiritual being. Once I changed that, I started to get different results.
Just keep on that tangent. I'm breathing that in. It's beautiful, because when people realize the potential that they have within them, and that is the title of your chapter, is the power within. Whenever people open up to that and you realize that all of the answers are within you, all of the guidance is within you, because your heart, your intuition, whatever you want to call it, is working 100% in your favor. It is loyal to you and you alone. So that is where all of the answers are. And then you can lean outside for the support to make it happen. It's not the other way around. It's right. The answers are within. That's your compass. That's your guide, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, 100%. And it's all within us. And I think that's where we're so, especially with the women's division at Napoleon Hill Institute, is this isn't about motivation. I feel like that, back to personal growth and development, that was motivation, but this is transformation, and transformation lasts.
Oh, it lasts a lifetime. And what I love from you and Amy together, I remember coming into the coaching division calls and just feeling this beautiful energy of the two of you together, just beaming through the screen, and all of the wonderful things that you were stepping up. And, I think you were creating an event at the time, and things were moving fast paced for you guys because of the energy you put in. And it just goes to show that when you show up, when you take action, and when you're aligned with where you're going, that's when magic happens in your life. And you whenever you're ready for that, you've got that Midas touch, you've got to be ready and keep going, because it's all going to come pretty fast, isn't it? And you guys are testament to that.
Oh, goodness. Well, thank you. And I feel likewise, even though we've not met in person, you can feel energy through a little square on Zoom always. So we feel that from you as well, Karen. You've done amazing and continue to do incredible things. And this next book is just another incredible example of just everyone has the power within them. Every single person who gets their hands on this book, you're going to be a lucky person, because there's so many stories. It's not just mine. It's not just Amy's. It's not just Karen's. It's so many women. And that to me is powerful.
It's the collective and the power of story and motion together. I'm just going to bring Amy up here, because then we can all be together, because I think you two need to be together, because what she's doing is to just come off the back of a huge event. Where did you host the event, and what's the plans now moving forward?
Well, isn't that fun? We were in Omaha, Nebraska, just where everybody wants to be. In February is Nebraska, right in the middle of the United States. And it was a nice, very, very cold day, but we sold out our event. The space was amazing. There were incredible women, talented women, successful women, already at the top of their game, but tired of the grind and hustle, right? And really teaching them easy and effortless, but it all starts here. It all starts up here. So it really was a day and full of connection and community and collaboration and just sharing each other's stories. But we also got to teach a lot of the principles in a very feminine way, which is always fun.
That is so fun.
It was, and again, the community, I think that I cannot stress enough the community. I know, Karen, you love it, even though we're in different time zones. We feel like we are soul sisters, because the community, this is what I was praying for all the years in corporate America. I wanted bigger conversations. I wanted a friend in Africa. I wanted a friend in Australia, that we could talk the way we do now, bigger conversations, life-changing conversations. And this is exactly what I prayed for. So we are going to continue to build an incredible community.
And do you know what the thing is, ladies, as well, is it doesn't feel like work. It feels like we're on a joyride, like we're having fun bringing this out, because we felt it, we've seen it in our lives, and then bringing it out into the world, you're going, oh, it's just magic when people embrace it. And like a lot of people in corporate don't understand what the richness of life is. Yes, they may have big bank balances, but they don't understand how rich life can be, and that they can write a new chapter anytime.
Absolutely.
Okay, that is powerful. That's like a mic drop right there, Karen. That is powerful. It doesn't matter the balance of your checking account, because there's still that longing, right? You can be successful. How about the awards? And you think there's the dream that really truly was put on your heart has been buried. And I always say we are not going to leave this world with a song in our soul or a dream in our heart. We have to go all out and walk into our calling.
Yeah. A song in our soul and a dream in our heart. There's a book or a chapter title. Beautiful. Love it. All right, ladies, thank you so much for bringing beautiful energy into this conversation. Thank you. Just keep breathing. You're going to meet another phenomenal 2 women who are coming up next. And one is, and she's going to be sick looking at me today, is the wonderful Laura Muirhead. Hey, Laura, we've got this, and then we've got camp, and then we've got our mentorship. It's like the magic of 3.
Yeah, we've got a triple play Karen day today. It's amazing. But all these women, Karen. I'm loving listening to everybody's. They're so inspiring, and I love hearing everybody's stories. And some of them I've met in person, but not everybody, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, because you were in Times Square with everybody as well. It was just the energy, the connection that was made there was amazing. I just want to showcase somebody here who's in the audience watching online. So Carol Goodman, who will be on one of our calls maybe tomorrow or Monday, who is also a co-author in the book and also a new best-selling author who wrote Where Is My Mummy? And she knows the principles because she done Bob Proctor's program as well. So hello, Carol. Can't wait to be interviewing you next. But Laura, we've been on a journey, and you have written your book, and you are now part of every single. I actually arm twisted Laura into being every single book. So Stealth and Faith happened pretty fast, wasn't it?
Yeah, it definitely did. I wrote my first chapter almost a year ago for the Siberian tiger, and I was like, one and done, I'm good. And then Karen did come along and say, no, you're not done. So this chapter did come quickly for me, and based on the experience of us losing our house to a fire. And so it fortunately or unfortunately, it was an easy chapter to write, because there's so much story to that.
Oh, now I've been working with you for over a year on your actual memoir, and we've worked really closely on such high highs and then just whoppers of lows. And this is a big one. Like, this was a dream home that you loved, and everything gone, like even photographs, just everything. Like, and how do you process that? And how do you move through that and beyond it to the person that you are today? Like, you do the Queen Code and all of the teachings and learn the vibration you're on. Like, you are on such a trajectory right now. I'm like, what's she going to share next? And of course, I know everything that's happening behind the scenes, but it's like, wow, Dora is just on this beautiful high vibration. But it's been a journey since that moment, and it's important that you see the lessons in it now, because hindsight's a wonderful thing. But can you share, because when I said, Laura, I want you to be in every book, could you write a book for Stealth and Faith? And you were like, 1,500 will be and then you were like, wow, this story just poured out, didn't it? It was just that.
Yeah, there is, because there's so much, especially to that particular story, there's so much behind it. And I've shared here and there, the actual from the morning of the fire going forward, but there's a backstory to it that I share in the Lioness, is that it was a dream house for us. And there, even getting to, purchasing the house was a challenge. And then, just a few months later, when we were just settling in, we had the fire. And so it was very easy to come up with, the amount of words that to complete the chapter. There's a lot to say about it. There's so many stories, stories within stories, that came from the fire. And that's the thing for me. Luckily for me, is someone very quickly, in fact, as the house was burning, said to me, pay attention to what remains. And that was a mind shift for me. That was a viewpoint change for me right away. And I don't believe that my husband and I would have ever lived in a quote unquote victim mentality around that anyway. It's just not who we are. It's just not my perspective on life in general. But, so much came from that. And that those words, kept resonating with me over and over, and paying attention, even, some of the little things that from the ashes of the house, a bracelet that I bought in Finland when I was visiting my relatives, that my cousin and I we bought each other bracelets, and that was found. And so just even little things like that. I don't know how it was found. I don't know how it survived, but things like that, meant something to me. But we also realized, again, like you're saying, looking back, it's easy to see how things were meant to play out. But we turned that house into having two homes, one in New Jersey and one in Michigan. And then, of course, over the last however many years, just the things that have come, the opportunities that have come that we wouldn't have seen, we wouldn't have known had we stayed in that house. So.
And that's it. Sometimes there's a different plan for you, and that's the thing. And as much as big bad things like that's just devastating to happen, whenever you process it, whenever you move through it, and whenever you see, like now you can see beyond it, and you can see the blessings you have now beyond it. It can be hard for people who are in the midst of that. And if you're one of my personal experiences of life is when something like that happens and you're kind of tinkering on the line, and you're not up and you haven't got a full cup, your cup's kind of empty, you're tinkering, that can sink you to rock bottom. But if you are doing this type of work and you are keeping your mind healthy and keeping your cup full, whenever things like this, you will fall and stumble, but you won't go below the line. And that's just so important. And I think that, I see that for you, that yes, this was devastating. Yes, this could crumple a lot of people, but because you had this positive, you and Dan have this positive outlook on life, that you were able to move beyond it and create even better life. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think too, part of it was that we, in those types of moments, the best you can do is just move forward one step at a time. What do we need? What do we immediately need right now? Like, you're really in that present moment. Like, what do we need right now? Oh, we don't have a place to sleep tonight. We need a hotel, oh, wait, we don't have clothes. We need to immediately get clothes. And, things that surprise you that you don't think about, that we kind of take for granted, a hairbrush, a ponytail holder, a hair clip. I went and, we have a business to run. So, we are co-owners of our business. So we very quickly thought of the things like, laptop, computers, cell phones. Those were easy things to realize that we needed to replace right away. But then, you wake up the next morning and go, oh, I don't have a comb. Wait, I need a comb. So, it kind of surprised me, certain things, but, we were able to, I think that that's a big part of it, is just you're very much moment by moment and very much present at those times, while still doing the things that we need to do, still functioning as far as, running our business and setting up a mini office in the hotel room that we were living in, or whatever it was, and getting those immediate needs met. So
yeah. And you see humanity in those circumstances as well, of others who show up on the journey to help, and it's just amazing. And just before we go, Laura, I want to share about your book. If anything happened on the way to my life, that you were in Times Square launching, as well as the Heroes Roar celebration. And what a journey. Can you just share with everyone? Because obviously it takes courage. You can never foresee the journey whenever you step into it. It is in faith to write your book. And can you just share with others what, for you, your experience of like how your courage has been rewarded?
Yeah, it really does. It does take a lot of courage. I took me, I had an argument with myself for years about whether to release my stories and to write a book, even though I wanted to. I had a passion to do that. And it did come together, luckily, with you, with Karen steering the ship. But once I feel like, for me, part of sharing my story is being authentic and being true to myself. And I felt like I wasn't being completely authentic and true to myself by holding back parts of my story. So once it was out, we've really been, it's only been like 4 months since we were in New York, and so much has come, so much good has come, and so much has unfolded, so many opportunities. And I do believe that is the power of story and the power of being authentic to yourself. I'm a huge believer in that. So yeah, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you. And
you're always rewarded for courage. Yeah, isn't it? You're always rewarded for courage, and doors open. It was the same when I chose to write my first novel back in 2010. Like, that's when the journey, you go on this trajectory, and you can never foresee it. Whenever you step into it, but you have to take each step, and it reveals itself along the way. It's a beautiful journey. All right, Laura, we've got to get to a camp now soon, but I want to talk to the amazing Sheena, who's not going to share any secrets.
Thank you.
Amazing. Well, guys, you're going to meet my bestie from my teenage years, the wonderful Sheena McGorman's doing amazing work in the wellness space. We have fun every time I get back to Ireland. We reconnect and walk around a canal together and chat and yarn and put the world to right. So she's not going to share any of my teenager stories because, they're hidden and locked away in a vault. But here we go. Lovely to meet the wonderful Sheena McGorman. Hello, Sheena.
Oh, it's so good to be here. Thank you so much, Karen. What stories have we heard tonight? Amazing. I'm sitting here just in awe.
Amazing? Yeah, it's amazing. And I know whenever I twisted your arm to be part of this book, I was actually at the beginning, and I was like, Sheena, you have to be part of this book and write a story. And you were like, okay. What am I going to write about? I'll trust you, Karen. Okay. And here we are.
And I remember you saying, just journal. You do that anyway.
Yeah, exactly. When my passion for asking you was because you show up in the world, you're always of service. Like, you always think of other people. That's what Sheena is, always thinking about other people and how she can help them. And if I was to go, Sheena, I need this, and you would be right, I'm there. You know what I mean? It's like, you're just one of those amazing souls in the world. That's such a gift. So I suppose I really wanted to just chat today just about, the theme of your chapter is really the essence of you and what you, where are we? I'm trying to put it up here. Oh, it's going down the bottom. Oh, look at yours. You get your own little thing down the bottom. It says, Practice positivity in any negative situation, and already you're winning. And what a beautiful mindset to have, you know, and that's the essence of you, is positivity. You pour it into any situation, no matter how challenging it is. Can you speak to that and inspire our audience?
Absolutely. And, you know, I'm so good at giving out this perfect information to everybody else, but not always on board it myself. And I think, you know, when I go back to where it all began, I suppose, in my younger years, probably before I even met you, Karen, you know, when I was much younger, I always wanted to become a mother, get married, live in the country and have my kids. And that's what I have. And it just shows you the power of our thoughts and what we think about, we bring about. And I think if you dig deep and, you know, go back on yourself and think about, where was I? What was I thinking about? What did I want in life? It's a big lesson for us all to realize that we're actually where we wanted to be. And in some cases, it's not where we want to be. So it's about readdressing that. And, you know, I do believe in the power of living a healthy lifestyle, but not only to improve my physical well-being, you know, but also to cultivate a positive mindset and to be more optimistic and have a better outlook on life. And through me starting this, practicing gratitude every single morning, journaling, meditation, I had to get up early to do that because, you know, as a busy mom of 5, I'm a grandmother now as well. There's not much time for us. I think everybody has kind of said that, you know, the women end up being last. We look after ourselves last. And for me, I'm so grateful for that, because that's what took me on the journey that I went on, because I had left myself last. I decided, now's my time. I need to put myself out there, do something for me so that I can be the best mom, the best wife, the best friend, all of the things that I love to be. And that's where I went on that journey. And I've been doing this morning routine, 6 a.m. morning routine, for years now. And I do believe, like, yes, we can do all the good stuff. We can be as healthy as we want. But if we don't do this bit, feeding the mind, we're not gonna, you know, nothing will, you know, if nothing changes, nothing changes. And if you don't get the mindset, then you might as well not bother doing anything else, I do believe.
Oh, absolutely. And don't you see a common thread between everyone, you know, here with the NHI work and with the work that you do? We're all coming from this. Whenever you choose positivity, positive mental attitude, your life changes, your experience of life changes, and you no longer will be pulled down by the negatives. You'll understand they're there, they have, you know, whatever. But whenever you are leading the way with positivity and with, you know, nurturing yourself, especially first thing in the morning, you are setting the scene for your day, for your week, for your month, for your year, you know. So, and then you can look back, like you're looking back now a few years later and seeing the fruits of your labor. And it takes effort at the beginning, doesn't it? It's just like, you know, it takes a while for it to become a habit and become second nature and part of you and embodying you. But it's just so powerful whenever you do it. And in doing it as a mother, it's our responsibility to lead the way and show our children that, you know, when you put yourself first, and they will get the benefits of you being the best version of yourself and then being the best mother.
It is. Yes. And you know, Karen, obviously we have older children now. We have grown-up children, and
I can't believe you were a granny before me. I am hanging out to be a granny. It's like, come on, Dylan, you're nearly 29. I was a mum at 19. You know, I should have a 10-year-old grandchild by now. Yeah, I haven't manifested that yet. My Joe's still having children whenever he was 19. Yeah. Mary's 9. It was when the midwife said to me, Karen, do you know you've been having children for 19 years? And I was like, yeah, sew me up, I'm done. That's it. But between me and you and Lerato, we can fill a room, you know? There's lots of kids there. That'd be some party.
It's a Leo. I'm a Leo too.
Yes, you are. That's right. And Emma is as well. I'm a Pisces, so I just swim around you, so I'll just, avoiding getting eaten.
You're steering in that direction.
Yeah, that's it. Well, actually, I'm kind of up in cloud 9, just, you know, making magic happen, just looking down, going, okay, whatever. let's do some good here. But Sheena, thank you so much, because you're coming from the UK. What time is it there now? It's about it's 8:30. Oh, I'm supposed to be in camp. We're going to have to tidy up here, and finish off. But thank you so much for showing up and being part of Lioness, and congratulations to you and all of the other co-authors of Lioness for becoming #1 best-selling authors. Let me just bring this up. Here we go. It's not. Oh, there it is. See. Congratulations to us all, celebrating you all. And it just goes to show the power of story. So thank you, everyone. All right, guys, I'm going to finish it off there. Thank you so much to all of my guests today for showing up, for inspiring our audience. And yeah, go and get the book. You will find it on Amazon, or go to kmdbooks.com, where we will send it out to you all over the world. Okay. All right, guys, thank you so much. Take care.